You doing, everybody? Blazing Snake here, coming at you live with Outer Worlds. Like I said, be doing this like early morning. Uh, when I said I would be continuing it later this morning and whatnot earlier, I meant it. Somehow I actually woke up at around 6 in the morning and I went back to sleep, but shit, I only got 2 health packs left. And no, I didn't drink. Just got the hiccups for some reason.
Watch out! Don't go down at me! Here they go! Not gonna let no one bring me down! Let me share my joy! I just want to be your friend! That's the last of them. To make you smile.
It's like the Joker fused with Pink Mina.
Law, how'd you get in here alive? You are alive, yeah? And not one of them? No, you look clean. Good. You'd better get inside with the others.
Inspector, I'm afraid you may find the space. Regardless, you... With Helen. That's not terribly... This anti-parasitic, it would restore my people. Well, I'll take my people. Coincidentally, Ella Tinsley, the warehouse. You're quite... Now then. Oh, my. But tell me. When you put it like that, you can expect slug support. I'll do that. I think one of our... As thrilled as I am to assist you in taking down Lou, I imagine you have a... Are you really? I'll admit, I'm awfully fond of my agents. Thank you.
Want to guess which gland essence of Sprat comes from? Yeah, me neither.
The nuts. I can't help but think they'd put on a rubber glove and jerk off the sprat. I love having the hiccups. God damn it. I'd rather go through another loading screen than have to go past that bridge. Of course, I'm going to have to go through another bridge anyway, but... height phobia being what it is. Flonase. Around this time of year, I get really bad with my allergies. Because plants want to breed.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Wait, is 36 the level cap? Apparently. Yeah, this one ain't as bad. It ain't a sharp drop. going the wrong way. You stupid bitch. Yeah, it's max level. No, I'm good.
And that's all. Run, Captain. Or go.
I really want to shoot them things. Them sprats to go.
Is this supposed to keep the critters in or the guests out?
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
Can't believe we gotta deal with marauders on Arizona.
It's floofy. Look at it. Look at the floof. He's a floof.
Gunther, I need to ask you something.
Who in the hell is Gunter? I told you to call me Hunter. Come on.
Oh, right. Hunter, have you seen a little mechanical wandering through here? Might have been wearing my hat.
I can't say I have. I can sell you a new hat if you want. Or some fine, legally obtained hunting supplies. You could go get that mechanical thief yourself.
She's not a thief. She's lost. I just want her back.
Welcome to Hunter Legal's Legal Hunter Supplies. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. No, these are supplies for hunters. Hunter supplies. Boy, damn it. I wish I thought to get that sign switched. Hunter supplies.
Oh, hey there, stranger. 3 legs, conical body, wearing a worker's hat. Well, normally I'd be inclined to disagree with you. Betty's a big girl. Seems I'm running my mouth too much. I've been trying to track her, but the beasts make it hard. The shopkeep says I should buy one of his rifles. Betty's just your standard tripod mechanical, though she probably... Her main purpose is cacao milking, but the only cacaos in the reserve are closed. Without a directive, she shouldn't have had reason to wander away.
Like those boat buckets need a reason to do anything.
Wouldn't make any sense. Ain't no... I'm contractually obligated to inform you that slug mechanicals are not notoriously inclined to... But yeah, usually... Hey, I ain't in the habit of intentionally... This is all... Hey, thanks so much. It would have been mighty lonely without her. Being unemployed, I mean. If you find Betty, try sneaking up and hacking her. If you can't do that...
We'll help her out real quick.
They'll never see us.
I almost can't believe it. Betty found... Oh, Betty, you... And you. Ain't you just the most reliable... Yep, that's right. Her parameters for movement and target acquisition are... Since Betty's back safe and sound, I'll be sure to let my coworkers know that you're a good one.
Utter buddy.
Here's some money for your effort.
Do be careful. I was nearly attacked by some violent lunatics.
You just sneak.
Nice one!
Give me infinite ammo.
Take him down. Don't mess with us.
I don't get it. Why build a place to get dust up your nose and wrapped it on spit in your eyes when Monarch's free to visit?
It ain't free, that's why. Need a ship and a smuggler. Also, this place doesn't reek of fish and sulfur, so they've got that going for them. Opening fire!
That and it's more like a zoo than it is anything. Give people from visiting something to be like, oh look, I'm on an adventure. Because rich people are fucking dumbass pussies. Go ahead and try to finish eat pizza.
Okay, nobody needs this many candles.
And I want you to stay 50 feet away from me. You psychotic bastards. Oh, okay. Space's choice. We actually made the Marauders. Yay! We're basically the Hyperion of the Outer Worlds universe.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Nope, this place is too damn confusing.
Take your best shot.
Clean up the competition.
To make you smile. Infect me with your I just wanted
Putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
Even Pinkie Pie would find that shit creepy. And yes, I'm a G4 brony. Don't really care for G5 though.
Say, weren't you looking for a new hat?
I liked the movie well enough, but it was like, as soon as they showed what the cartoon was gonna look like, I'm like, nah. Tired of just that sand smile popping up and everything. It's like every other, it's like, it's literally like every cartoon character nowadays has to have that smile like Sans from Undertale. I mean, I don't get it. What was so fascinating about making the characters smile like Sans? Another reason why I don't really watch TV anymore, and god damn it, my weapon's gone. Shit. Should have used that workbench, but no.
Greeting protocols suspended. Phaeton is reactor. Affirmative. Incoming message.
What have you done? What? You hijacked our atmosphere. Are you trying? I'm not going to let you destroy everything.
End.
Rizzo can kiss my motherfucking ass. I need to get to that workbench as soon as I can. Well, it depends on what kind of work you're doing. If, say, you're working at a fast food restaurant as a cashier, you're not going to be happy. And I just said too much. At least until 2 weeks from then, you see your paycheck go over $1,000, and you're like, oh shit.
I say, this pocket watch has some initials in it. Inscribed on it. be an antique. But aren't those your initials?
I knew...
God, I hate having phobias.
Just wanted to make you smile. Oh yeah, that's funny.
Y'all too fucking creepy. It depends on how much ammo you need to kill something.
Spectrum Vodka is an excellent disinfecting agent, except for Spectrum Brown. This facility is in disrepair and clean cycle step 2, industrial stain.
How so you happy now? My kind of give you a kiss. I just want to be your friend. I wanted to make you smile. I can't hear you laugh.
I don't laugh. Batman always serves justice.
I just want to be your friend.
Hope you're not afraid of heights.
entering quietly. One order of frickin' fan coming up.
And by the way, bitch, I am definitely afraid of heights. Quite literally, if I'm getting on a step ladder, just a two-step ladder, I start shivering. That's how bad of afraid of heights I am. And I just want to blow all your limbs off.
I don't know what we're gonna find in there, but based... on what we've seen so far, I'd say be ready for anything.
Whatever you on that front.
Yes, I know you're just a guest. The one. Welcome. You and I are standing in the... I know what you've done. Hijacked You think you've saved this, and you've... I beg your... Oh, you're worse than those people who talk in the middle of a picture. Here's what's going to happen. Don't be afraid. Your Highness. Dinner is served. Wait. No, not me. Them! Merciful law. Stop.
Maybe you shouldn't have slapped her, you dumb bitch. She was not the way.
You made it. I guess happy customer. This is a golden ticket. Good for one.
They're on us.
Sterling.
I guess I was supposed to put the queen under that for a kill.
Here we go.
That does it. Time for a drink?
Time for about... It's time for about 20 drinks. We need to load in the textures.
I must have dreamed up 100. I'll be honest, eaten alive. Is that so? I imagine this moment would be a little more cathartic. I can't go back to the way things were. Never mind, you don't need to listen to this. Thank you.
It all worked out in the end, wouldn't you say, Inspector? There's only room for one slug boss on Eridanos.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I? During your absence, I passed the time. Unfortunately, my understanding of the facts is limited. Yes, Captain. Administrator Ludovico killed Halcyon. Mr. Ludovico had the audacity to hire you. This information. How? I'll be here. Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
You know, I think I've had enough.
You and me both. What the hell do I want to do? Don't know you. Do I really want to get the Vicar anyway? Never really cared for him. Actual fact. I know we got more shit to do, but I kind of want to end it today, if I can. You know. We have come to contact you about your car's limited warranty. That's probably what it is. Had a voicemail from an unknown number. I'll go check it real quick. Don't you love when they leave voicemails and it's nothing?
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make resident count is as follows: 3,071. The interior can be. I would also ask that you leave your captain's. Understood. If you die or are. Oh, speak of the devil.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized. I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding? You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the... Huh? I just couldn't see you clearly before. Anyway, Tartarus dock... Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the...
Transmission terminated. How can I be of... Take care. We'll be here. Captain, or will...
did right by us once.
What was that?
The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Margat.
I'm just gonna sneak by all of you fuckers.
Are you new here?
I'm getting through this without firing a single shot.
Something's not right. Are you new here? Much appreciated.
Sorry about that.
Get in there, troops. For Monarch. For Halcyon.
Hold it. No, I meant... Ah. About a blasted lab coat. Fugitive's a fugitive. Let it go.
Your uniform has been rated 82% clean.
After all you've done, all the work, your misguided crusade. Idiot! I'm not the... In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however... Psychopathic outlaw. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Find the nearest cell and wait until I'm done here. Is that sarcasm? Do you know what I do to people who employ the... I fire them. Alas, as... In the next room is the finest automechanical purveyor of... Halcyon after all. Why must I always do everything more?
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to Ah! You've broken the board's stranglehold on this You and I are going to... I would like nothing more. Earth has gone dark. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Yes, we do. You've done... We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the hope. We're going to need a leader, and I can... I can't... When I revived you, I thought we were going to save... We can't save House. We are not a colony anymore. Our last...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the iconoclasts spread like wildfire, and Graham was able to bring many of the smaller Terra 2 townships into the fold. However, his zealous obsession with spreading the word blinded him to the needs of a growing organization, and the movement was unsustainable at scale. The iconoclast way seemed to work best, and ultimately petered out on Monarch. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away, and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. The destroyed Adrenatime synthesizer became a symbol of the board's cruelty and a rallying point for Wells and his scientists as they sought to build a more humane, ethical Halcyon. They cleared the dead from Gorgon's laboratories and repurposed them to aid in the crucial work of solving the colony's nutrition crisis. The Gorgon Project's final explosive end was bittersweet for Olivia Ambrose. She wandered the colony's fringes alone, searching for others like her who despised the board and meant to destroy them. In time, she found Phineas Wells and his cadre of scientists, and she joined them in their efforts to save Halcyon. For a while, she even knew an uneasy peace. But for all that, Olivia found purpose in Wells' project. She was always haunted by the memory of her daughter, Minnie, who hadn't lived to see the better world they were building. She never did forgive herself for the horror her work had wrought on Halcyon. But she remembered fondly the daring captain who'd put an end to it at last. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. Needless to say, the launch of Spectrum Brown was indefinitely delayed. A stockpile of Spectrum Brown remains buried deep beneath the ruins of the old distillery, abandoned to time and attrition. With the dissolution of the board, Ruth Bellamy found herself without the two constants in her life, Byzantine culture and her sister Belinda. In the face of this new reality, she struggled to find a direction for her life. The colony had moved on from Halcyon Helen and would require new heroes in the years to come. And so Ruth Bellamy decided it was time to exit stage left. She quietly disappeared from public view. The dissolution of the board did not mean the dissolution of the ambitions of Cedric Kincannon, the charismatic leader of Sublight Underground. Cedric offered slugs transportation services to the newly thawed colonists and set to work ferrying resources and food wherever they were most needed. For better or worse, slug headgear became fashionable in the following years. As the board began to disintegrate, Spencer Woolrich found himself at a crossroads. Cling to what little stardom remained to him, or help usher Halcyon into its new future. To the surprise of many, perhaps himself most of all, Spencer chose the latter option. Having learned a variety of different skills in the many different roles played throughout his lengthy career, Spencer founded a radio serial dedicated to staying alive despite the odds. His subjects included how to survive violent encounters with only grazing wounds, dispense pithy one-liners for tense scenarios, and, of course, how to look good doing both. After a brief attempt at dating Helen as one person rather than two, which both Bertie and Helen found too strange, Bertie struck out on his own to try his hand at raising woolly cows. Many of his former Rangers teammates soon followed, accompanied by the woolly cow the team had originally plied with alcohol. The dairy farm thrived under Bertie's leadership and care. The dairy rangers privately believed that the woolly cow softened Bertie's temper considerably, although the only one brave enough to say this to his face was promptly headbutted. Due to the board's dissolution, many of the Prophet's old customers no longer found quite the same value in productivity seminars that they once had. With her business drying up, the Prophet chose to take her followers down a new path. Months later, salvagers on Eridanos found clues leading them to a seemingly abandoned bunker out in the wilderness. Inside, they discovered horribly mangled corpses, sacrificed to a blood-scrawled portrait of a sprat-headed deity. The Prophet was not among the bodies. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name. And in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after
I'll go
Wells
drinking.
passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Well, that about does it for Outer Worlds. I've played this game a few times before, off stream and whatnot. Never did Terra on Gorgon, but I did do the other DLC. That was actually the second time I actually did do it. But my only hope is that because there is going to be a second game to this. There is going to be an Outer Worlds 2. I'm hoping that Xbox does allow it to be on PlayStation. Like, from what I heard about Xbox and what they're doing and whatnot, they seem to be making moves in the right direction, but I'm kind of iffy about what direction that they're going to take going forward. Because, like, they bought Activision, they bought Bethesda, but at the same time, some of these moves, like, you kind of think about what shit Bethesda and Activision are going through right now. You can't help but think some of these moves that Xbox is doing is kind of desperation plays, you know? Like, I would have waited and seen what was going on with those two companies before I bought them out, you know? But at the very least, Activision shit's going to be handled, not well, but it's going to be handled. And let's just hope shit goes good for the next few years. But I'm hoping, since I'm a PlayStation guy myself, I'm hoping that Outer Worlds 2 gets some action on the PlayStation, you know? I think, most of all, if anything, because they're also speaking of a Fallout New Vegas 2, because since Microsoft owns now both Bethesda and Obsidian, I mean, Microsoft definitely knows people want a New Vegas 2 or something similar. My thoughts on that are that we're definitely going to see some more Obsidian's Bethesda stuff. And I get the feeling Obsidian's going to be a little bit more hands-on with the Fallout series than ever. I don't think Elder Scrolls is going to survive past Elder Scrolls 6. But I also do believe that we're not going to see shit like Fallout 76 again. It might still go on and might still be, oh, look at this new thing. But no, I honestly think Xbox is going to put a handle on that. Now, whether or not we see exclusive releases and whatnot, like we're only going to see games on the Xbox, I don't know. Because Phil Spencer, from what I'm hearing and whatnot, he seems like a decent guy. You know? But rivalry is rivalry, and it ain't like you're going to see a Gran Turismo game on Microsoft store shelves. I guess the best we can hope for is that we see some games on PlayStation still, but we just hope that they're actually decent. You sons of bitches. Yeah, let's hope. Ugh. I didn't know this game was Take-Two thing. But anyway, that's about all the time I got for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Support me on Patreon. Peace. I'm out.